Earlier this week, Nate the Hate dropped a little rumour he's been hearing, and it's got Xbox fans, console warriors, and everyone in between caught in a furious debate. If you missed out on what that rumour was, it's basically this. Microsoft are planning on releasing a critically acclaimed first-party title on a competitor's platform. According to Nate,
the title I am referring to was met with high critical acclaim. Fans loved it. It was in the Game of the Year conversation the year it released. When the announcement comes, I think it's going to be met with a lot of excitement because this is a quality game. And as you were saying, I think this is a smart move for Microsoft.
He then went on to rightly acknowledge that it's quite likely that Xbox fans and hardcore loyalists are going to be hell-bent against this. Well, judging by the number of virtual pitchforks and console war-esque posts raging across Twitter and indeed our own forums, that is definitely the case. If you've been playing on video game consoles for any period of time, there's pretty much a golden and well-understood rule when it comes to exclusives. If you're a first-party team, then your job, and indeed your reason for existing, is to make compelling exclusive software for your platform. The debate is now focused on several core issues. Firstly, which game? Many folks are pointing to the excellent Hi-Fi Rush, which released via a surprise shadow drop at the Developer Direct conference back in January of 2023. This was then backed up by Resetera user Lolololelo, who has shared correct information regarding Persona and developers Atlas previously. As Xbox fans are now quite rightly asking, why make exclusives or have an Xbox console at all if you're going to just give first-party releases to other players who aren't invested in the Xbox ecosystem? While I deplore the absolute dooming that many seem to indulge in with wanton abandon when rumours like this surface, I do think it is a fair question. It's no secret that the Xbox platform, specifically last generation, had a very, very rough go of things. The poor messaging surrounding the Xbox One, the lack of first-party teams and compelling exclusives to play, and a reduction in third-party support put the entire Xbox brand at the risk of being closed at one point in time, with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella questioning its very existence. Phil Spencer, who enjoys a unique relationship with fans when it comes to big gaming executives, is often given the lion's share of the credit for bringing the brand back from the brink and getting it to where it is today, earning back the power crown with the world's most powerful console, building a pro-consumer, feature-rich ecosystem that stretches across PC, console and cloud, and a huge network of first-party teams that dwarfs every competitor and then some, especially following the successful acquisition of Activision Blizzard earlier this year. It's one hell of a turnaround. The relationship Xbox enjoys with its ardent fan base is often a strength, but at times like this, it can also be a big problem. Fans of the platform have stuck by Xbox through all of those bad times, have been incredibly patient while Microsoft and Xbox got all of their ducks in a row. The general attitude towards any exclusive games on Xbox is one of ownership. And when rumours surface of great games going to a competitor, many Xbox fans are left scratching their heads. This wasn't part of the deal. From a pure business standpoint, there's multiple arguments one can make when it comes to exclusive software, as evidenced by the recent Insomnia hack or by the regular release of the most played metrics. It's very clear that third-party games and franchises form the lion's share of game time for gamers on all platforms, with long-running titles like Fortnite, FIFA, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 5, all leading the pack across all regions. And yet, exclusive software is often the reason to invest in an ecosystem. Look at the hard work Sony did with PlayStation 3 towards the end of its life to win fans back with compelling, critically acclaimed games, and tell me it doesn't matter. It earned PlayStation a cache of goodwill and credit, and they continued that journey with PlayStation 4, while Microsoft completely dropped the ball in some regards and forgot who their audience was. Since console wars have begun, rival platforms have used exclusive software to leverage their product and in turn entice gamers to spend time in their playground. And the real argument being made is, if exclusives no longer matter, Why have your own playground to begin with? You can release your games across all the playgrounds and make more money and enjoy being a very successful publisher of great content. And we've been here before with Microsoft. In 2016-2017-ish, the mandate began to settle in that Xbox was changing how they positioned their platform, moving to a world where all first-party titles would release day and date on PC as well as Xbox consoles. And they brought in great initiatives like Play Anywhere. I mentioned earlier about Xbox's relationship with its fan base. That was a turbulent change, with similar conversations surfacing back then that we still see today. And yet, they weathered that storm, and I'd argue is a better platform because of the approach. Since then, we've seen the occasional outlier come to rival platforms, but it's usually in a scenario where the game is in more of a partnership development style, with a third-party developer wanting to bring it to additional platforms later on. The primary example of this would be the brilliant Ori franchise from Moon Studios, where both games eventually arrived on Nintendo Switch because the developers wanted to release there. If the rumours of Hi-Fi Rush coming to a competitor are true, this would be the first time a true first-party title would be released on a rival platform. And for many, it's a step too far. Xbox leadership need to define what their plans are going forward and provide clarity to their fanbase in short order. We know they've had to dance a merry tune to regulators, and maybe that plays a part in this alleged decision. We know that concerns have already been raised when Tim Stewart, the Xbox CFO, recently told investors that Microsoft wants Game Pass and first-party games on every screen that can play games, including PlayStation and Switch. We know that Phil, when discussing Bethesda, said that releases on other platforms for games are looked at on a case-by-case basis, and perhaps this is one of those times. But we also have Phil on record with an interview on Podcast Unlocked.
Because right now it seems like when any game comes out, there's is this one going here, is this one going there? And I'd rather be able to set more of an Xbox level expectation for our fans on where things are going to go. I thought we did that with our first party when we talked about games shipping on Xbox and PC. And I got some blowback from certain people and certain groups on that, but at least we set an expectation on that. I don't really love this idea that for every one of our games there becomes this little rumor on is it going to end up on the Switch or not. And I feel like we should set a better expectation with our fans than that.
Hi-Fi Rush was the beginning of the big sea change when it comes to Xbox, with the deluge of many titles fans had patiently been waiting for finally starting to hit a steady cadence. But now potentially releasing that title elsewhere, it's in many ways communicating to the most faithful fans out there that Xbox don't actually care about them. It also continues the ongoing debate for every single Xbox game going forward, and it drowns out all other conversation. Will Elder Scrolls 6 be multi-platform, the next Doom, Fallout, and so on? On a personal level, I don't really care where players play games. Go have fun, it's just video games. But I also can't and I won't dismiss these concerns and gripes from Xbox fans. It was finally meant to be their turn, and in releasing first-party games on rival platforms, it's not rewarding the fan base at all. It's taking them for granted. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and why not ring that notification bell? We can let you know when there's fresh content coming next time.